There's a tiny, powerful truth I want you to hold. Your follow-through is not a character flaw. It's a systems problem. When your brain doesn't reliably remember, prioritize, or feel reward in the same way as others, you don't need more shame. You need smarter scaffolding. Habit tracking that's built for ADHD brains. Today, we'll start with the why tracking works for ADHD, what the science says about habit formation and initiation, and the basic architecture of a tracker that actually helps you do the things you say you want to do. Why habit tracking matters for ADHD. ADHD involves differences in attention, motivation, and reward processing, especially the dopamine reward pathways that tell your brain what's worth repeating. Neuroimaging and behavioral studies describe that people with ADHD often have dampened or delayed reward signals, which means that the brain's "you did that, good" feedback loop is weaker or more inconsistent. That's why immediate, visible reinforcement matters more for sustaining habits than abstract future rewards. Build in immediate feedback and you'll buy yourself repeated starts. Habit trackers provide three things ADHD brains crave: external memory. They remove the need to hold tasks in fragile working memory. Visible progress signals. The check mark, the streak, the filled dot are instant micro-dopamine hits. Pattern detection. Trackers make hidden patterns obvious. Which days you succeed, how long streaks last, and when friction spikes. How long does habit change actually take? Realistic expectations. One of the most persistent myths is 28 days and the habit's formed. Real research shows habit automaticity varies widely. The frequently cited average was about 66 days in a longitudinal study, but individual results ranged from under 3 weeks to several months. More recent meta-analyses show variability and longer timelines for many behaviors. The practical takeaway: consistency matters more than a deadline. Expect weeks to months, not a magic reset overnight. This matters because ADHD brains are easily discouraged by failure in week 2. Plan for a longer curve and treat small wins as the currency of progress. Design principle number 1: make the habit microscopic. For follow-through, tiny wins beat heroic starts. Instead of work out for 45 minutes, make the tracked habit put on workout clothes, or walk for 3 minutes. Tiny actions reduce start friction and are neurologically more likely to generate a completion feeling that prompts the next move. BJ Fogg's Tiny Habits method and habit stacking research support this micro-first approach. When you can succeed fast, your nervous system learns that starting is safe and rewarding. Design principle number 2: anchor the habit to a stable cue. Habits live in context. Use a stable, unavoidable cue. A morning mug, a toothbrush, the act of locking the door to trigger the habit. This is habit stacking. After I pour coffee, I will log today's micro win. Anchoring reduces reliance on memory and converts an existing neural cue into a reliable starter for the new habit. Habit stacking is a form of implementation intention, an if-then mapping. And implementation intentions are one of the most reliably effective behavior change tools across many studies. Make the cue indisputable and the start instant. Design principle number 3: make progress incredibly visible. ADHD brains respond to clear, immediate feedback. Visible trackers, a printed grid you tick, a jar of beads, a big calendar with X's, a simple app with a green check. Turn small completions into demonstrable momentum. Use one visible tracker only. Cluttered systems create friction. Physical trackers are especially powerful. Moving a bead into a jar or placing a sticker engages body and sight, which gives a stronger signal than a hidden app streak. Choosing the right tracker. Paper versus app versus hybrid. Paper trackers. Low friction, tactile, and trustworthy. A printed 30-day grid taped to the wall that you physically mark works wonders. Apps. Great when they're simple and lightweight. One tap to mark. Avoid apps that require long setup or complex tagging. Complexity kills use. Hybrid. Quick capture app for ideas plus physical tracker for daily completions. Capture everything digitally. Celebrate completion physically. Pick one system and pilot it for 2 weeks. Keep the rule. If it takes more than 10 seconds to log, simplify. Reward architecture. Immediate, variable, and meaningful. Dopamine responds to both immediacy, instant feedback, and variability. Build a 2-layer reward system. Micro reward, immediate and tiny. A coffee sip, standing stretch, 60-second dance. Accumulation reward, when tokens reach a threshold. 5 beads, 7 check marks. Redeem a meaningful treat, a favorite snack, a solo cafe. 30 minutes of reading. This replicates token economy economies from behavior analysis, widely used and validated across settings, and adapts them to adult life. Small tokens for small wins, backed by a guaranteed reward that your brain can anticipate. Token systems increase adherence because they bridge the dopamine gap between action and reward. Keep rules simple. 1 token per completed microhabit. X tokens equals reward. Reward systems, accountability, and a 90-day habit tracking plan that actually sticks now. Let's move from individual habits to integrated systems. Reliable reward architecture, accountability methods that actually increase adherence, and a 90-day plan you can test and modify. This is where trackers stop being cute and start being life-changing. Why accountability multiplies habit success. Humans are social mammals. For many people with ADHD, the presence of another person, or even the knowledge that someone will check in, dramatically increases initiation and persistence. That's the mechanism behind body doubling, focus mate, and accountability buddies. Social presence reduces avoidance, raises stakes, and provides immediate external structure. Clinical and community sources report strong practical benefits for body doubling as an initiation aid. It's one of the highest ROI accountability methods for ADHD. Use it for your most resistible tasks. Accountability formats and trade-offs. Body doubling, virtual co-working, FocusMate, best for initiation and sustained attention in timed sprints. Low emotional cost, high initiation benefit. Accountability buddy, friend or partner who receives start-done texts. Great for emotional support, but requires reciprocal reliability. Public micro-commitments. Post a 1-sentence commitment in a small group. Social visibility raises follow-through. Financial commitment devices. Attach money to a missed target. Micro-reporting. Daily 1-line update to a group increases consistency through social reinforcement. Pick one main method and a secondary fallback. Advanced reward design. Variable ratio plus immediate token. A powerful reinforcement schedule is variable ratio, unpredictable rewards given based on behavior frequency. We don't recommend gambling-like approaches, but blending consistent tokens with occasional surprise rewards increases engagement. Structure this safely. Base layer, 1 token per micro-habit completion. Tokens are visible. Beads, stickers, fixed reward. 7 tokens equals backup reward. Variable sprinkle, once every 2 to 3 weeks, surprise a bonus reward if you hit a streak. Extra 20 minutes, a small purchase. Surprise boosts dopamine more than predictable treats. This mix preserves predictability while adding motivational punch. The 90-day habit tracking plan, practical and forgiving. Phase 0, prep week. Days 1 to 7. Pick 1 micro habit and set up the tracker. Decide tokens and rewards. Schedule 2 body double sessions this week. Practice the recentering phase when frustration spikes. Deep breath plus grounding. Keep expectations gentle. Phase 1. Build baseline. Days 8 to 30. Aim for daily micro starts. Log every completion. After a week, review friction points. Missed cue? Confusing tracker? Tweak the cue. Move the tracker. Shorten the habit. Celebrate small wins publicly or privately. Phase 2. Scale and scaffold. Days 31 to 60. Add a second micro habit if the first is stable. Introduce 2 to 3 accountability check-ins per week. Experiment with variable rewards and see which feels motivating but not coercive. Phase 3. Consolidation. Days 61 to 90. Keep the successful habits and reduce monitoring gradually. Convert tokens to less frequent but still meaningful rewards. Combining habit tracking with therapy, medication, and sleep. Habit systems work best alongside clinical care when needed. Medication often reduces activation energy, so behavioral tools stick. CBT or coaching can teach implementation intentions, problem solving, and relapse prevention. Sleep and consistent rhythms influence habit success. Anchor your primary habit to a consistent time. If you're working with a prescriber or therapist, coordinate the plan so biological and behavioral supports reinforce each other. Practical daily routine. Example for women balancing work and life. Morning, first 30 minutes. Cue, micro habit 1, 2 to 10 minutes. Mark token, micro reward. Midday, 1 body double or 25-minute sprint for a dreaded task. Mark completions. Evening, 5 minutes. Quick review with your tracker. Log any late completions. Celebrate 1 win. Pick tomorrow's micro habit. Measurement. What to track beyond completion. Start time. Did you start within the planned window? Perceived difficulty, 0 to 5. Track friction to spot patterns. Final truth, consistency greater than perfection. A 70% week repeated over months beats a 100% week, then collapse. For ADHD brains, durability matters more than intensity. Designed for repetition, make starts tiny, stack rewards both immediate and occasional surprise, and anchor accountability where starts are hardest. If this helped, subscribe for more ADHD-friendly systems. If you struggle with focus, brain fog, or overwhelm, try Focus Femme. It's my go-to women's focus supplement. Link is in the description.